What's up, my nerds? It's time for another installment of the famous Jones and Gems. Are you ready? Let's go. First question today is from Kush Oven A. Says, isn't it better to lower the gear on Tricksters in order to have much cheaper repairs in exchange for, let's say, 1% survival rate? Absolutely. Really good thought. So let me show you guys something. So these are the 6 items that are on my Tricksters for the most part. I switch out the chest depending on if I need an extra 5% evasion or not. So 65% is ideal because I get an extra 10% with Polonia and 75% is max. So we aim for 65%. If I don't quite have it, I use this one because it has evasion. And if I don't need the evasion, then I use one with health and defense instead. Repair costs are a function of your Royal Merchant percentage. So see how it says minus 10% gold, minus 20% gold, minus 30% gold. If you do 30% gold, so essentially 70% of the cost remains on this gear, you would multiply 1.75 million times 0.7, and that would give you the repair cost. Of course, it rounds to the nearest 50,000. And so a lot of these are really expensive. Like this cat burglar outfit actually rounds to 2.1 million. So it's really expensive to repair. So the question is, do you downgrade some of this equipment to lower tiers, obviously having less stats, but overall it's going to cost less to repair, so then Polonia runs are more efficient. So let's look at what this actually costs you. So here is my Polonia spreadsheet. As you can see, here is the survival rates for my heroes. So hero 1, hero 2, hero 3. So this is my A team Polonia. They actually all have 100% survival rate with Bleak Spire Easy. This is basically what I'm looking at. The most important things are I'm running Bleak Spire Easy, which is what I do all the time. I'm doing 13 rounds right now, minimum. Polonia survivability is 95%. So the reason that we use Mammoth Spirit is because it increases the threat rating on these 3 heroes. So then Polonia is hit less often, which means that the chances of her dying is lower. So ideally, Polonia doesn't die as often because it costs me less to heal her, okay? The other thing that I need to look at is because I've been feathering quests pretty often, and I'm running Bleak Spire hard on some of those, then looking at the numbers for Bleak Spire hard is really important as well, because that will change the percentages of survivability. So let's check that. Polonia survivability goes down to 49%, 99, 99, 98.9. But with this, I'm using a feather to heal them all again. So Polonia survivability doesn't matter, and these guys are all 99%, so it doesn't really affect much. So let's look at the cost changes here, okay? So normally we've been using these raptor wings because that's giving us our 5% evasion and our high defense value. But if we switch that to patch leather braces, so this is a tier 3 item, even if we have a blue or green with enchants on it, the repair cost is probably not going to be more than like 5, 6, 7,000 gold. So we can still have the same evasion, a little bit lower defense, and it's going to cost us 1.5 million gold or something every time that we don't need to repair our really expensive gloves. So let's look at how that actually changes the numbers. We changed all 3 heroes from our really expensive tier 10s down to our patch leather bracers, and they're all still at 100% survivability for Bleak Spire Easy. Polonia is still in the 96%, and it's saving us 1.5 million. So you just need to be careful with the things that you're switching out and what values that's going to change, but absolutely changing a lot of these really high value ones to lower value is going to save you a lot of gold and make your Polonia runs a whole lot more efficient. Question is back this time around, and he says, hey Rob Mods, after the 100k challenge, are you going to do 1 trillion gold challenge? I don't know if he means having that in cash or having it in net worth. For net worth, that would take us 500 hours, and I don't know if I have that in me still in this game, to be honest. But if I do, then potentially. If we're talking about gold, I would love to do a 100G challenge, go to 100 billion gold cash. I've never had that much before. The highest I've had is maybe like 6 or 7 billion, so that would be awesome. But let's get our 54 or 55,000 gems before we think about that. Mitchus Cone Hungry. This guy loves ice cream cones. He says, hey Rob Mods, why does our shop pulse when we go into our inventory and stuff? Like, I want the game to progress when in menus. I don't like the fact that if I'm enchanting items, the game is paused. I'm assuming he doesn't mean pulse, he means pause. So this is something that I've found kind of interesting, and I've tried to figure out the nuances of it. Let's say I have no customers here, and then I go into my city screen for a long time. When I come back to my main screen, there's almost always exactly 4 customers. Boom, 4 customers. I don't know why. So even if I left it over here for an hour and I come back, there's generally 4 customers. If you were in the market screen, so let's say I'm wanting to equip a hero and I find myself in the market screen. So I'm here, I'm looking at market, blah, blah, blah. When I'm in here, my shop is frozen. There's no more heroes because technically I'm on the other screen, like I'm in the market side of the screen, right? And so nothing else comes into my shop. So if I'm in market, it doesn't. But there's some things that I can do. Like if I'm in inventory and I sit here for how long and I'm like enchanting things and looking at things and whatever, my shop does move. Like that person moved. If I'm in my crafting menu, so that person was here up at the top and I'm looking at different things. Maybe I'm going over to the fusion menu and I'm looking, okay, what blueprints do I have, blah, blah, blah. As you can see, I now have an extra customer. This person's moved. So you can see that things happen when I was in the craft menu. Things don't happen in the market menu. So there's different menus that do different things, and there's different things that happen when you're in different screens. Also, if this is completely full, like I've had 10 customers here forever and I've been doing something else, distracted, whatever, and then I sell them all and then I go to my city screen and then I come right back. Often there's 4 customers there as well. So it's almost like your counter can fill and have like 4 on the side ready. It doesn't always freeze, but in certain screens, especially in market, it will. So hopefully that clears things up. Leaded Cosine says, hey Rob Mods, is it profitable for a free-to-play to convert research scrolls into shards during the full moon event? So what he's saying is if you go into the fusion menu, there is full moon fusions, which you can only do once a month, or if you have the paid workers, you can do anytime. As you can see, you can change 25 research scrolls into 5 ascension shards. He's asking if people should be doing this, especially free to play. And what I would say is you should not do this until you have every blueprint unlocked. You're gonna eventually have way more scrolls, especially when you're opening chests with gems, than you'll ever need. I have had thousands and thousands extra, which eventually have turned into shards. But until at least you have all of the free-to-play blueprints unlocked, I wouldn't even consider doing this. More important to have your masteries done, to do your collection log, just to master things as you go in the game, rather than trying to just get those few extra shards, in my opinion. Death Kneve says, hey Rob Mods, what has been your favorite moment or highlight in Shop Titans? That is a fantastic question. Oddly enough, I think that my favorite memory ever in Shop Titans is when I was still in Phoenix Ascent with all of the OGs and we were streaming, or actually this was before I had ever streamed, and the moment that I got max energy free to play, because everyone in my guild paid so many gems to rush all my furniture, and I was recording at the time, and it was like one of my first videos that I'd ever done. And it was just such a cool moment because I thought it would never happen and I hadn't paid a penny in game yet, and still managed to get max energy 8,144, 100% free to play, and that was just a really, really cool moment. These guys are just paying for everything. Oh my gosh. These guys are insane. I love it. Wait, do you see that? Oh, light, and then, okay, so on the last ones we got Dana, Mark, Zet, Light, Bird Brains, Fierce, and we're done. You guys see this? Less than 1,000 gems. I think if everyone didn't pay for my upgrades as much as they just did, I don't think I would have been able to finish. I don't know, it would have been close, but man, my guild is clutch. I love you guys. This is awesome. I would say a very close second is when we hit level 80 free to play, because it took like a year and a half of playing 100% free to play, and we got there. So that was a huge moment as well. A toast to the boys, the guild, Dana.
Look at those sexy glasses.
Yeah, dude, for real. Like these things are amazing. I got them for $1. They're pretty beautiful. We did it, boys. We did it.
Look at your little crown. You're so cute.
Oh man.
That's what you should have got. You should have got a crown for Royal Mer. You got to wear a crown next time you stream.
I guarantee it. From this point on. Guys, 1 month Royal. Let's go. I feel pretty good right now. I'm not going to lie. Manji says, hey Grandmaster Rob Mods, that may be my new title. I really need to know this info. How many times can my guild help me with my shop upgrade? Like how many people can click help? Thanks. So when you do an upgrade, so let's say I'm wanting to upgrade basement. I hit the gold, and then there will be a bar at the top for upgrade timer. Each time a guild member helps you, it will speed that along by 10%, up to 50% total. So you can decrease the timer by 50% with 5 guild helps, and then the rest either has to be gemmed or wait for it to finish the timer. Mattress says, hey Raw Mods, what do you do with all the legendary tier 1 fodder that you craft? They don't sell for diamonds in market, and seems like a waste to use them as fodder or sell for 10 times in market. I absolutely agree, and my recommendation for all the legendary tier 1 fodder that you are going to make over your career is I would sell it to charity.
But what are we going to do with this hacked off part?
Well, that is a perfectly good mini tree, Kevin. And we are going to sell that to charity. That's what Christmas is all about.
That's it for today. Thank you for watching Jones and Gems, and we will catch you next time. Peace.